'Tis a spoon, an old one for sure. Don't remember when I find it though. It was just in my pocket. Happens. More than you think. Probably one that is made with that archaic alloy metal. It was during the Untombed cycle. People started living underground to flee the corrupt light of the celestial beings. They used those ones to serve a very specific dish. When the nights were moonless and they could go back outside. The dish was linked to the belief that everyone has an invisible twin. When looking at your own reflection in the spoon, you would invite the twin to manifest. Some people said that sometimes the twin stayed and you yes, the concoction spoon, mainly used by herbalists and the people of the inner moon. It is made to measure the ingredients used in their preparation. Yes, they are renowned for this unique knowledge. Some go to the nebulous marshland to learn the art of elixir and go back to their homelands once they're done. Every practitioner has their own spoon with its unique decoration and meanings. In the nebulous marshland, the spoons are sometimes given from teacher to apprentice, or from parents to child. It is a precious object. Be careful with it. Whoa, it is a beautiful spoon that you got there. Seems real special. Looks exactly like the cutlery of that place. It is said that an hermit living in the mountain would welcome orphans to stay with him and craft them each a unique spoon to eat. It is a very precious object. There are not a lot of those in the Quadrian Kingdom.
Oh, I'm so sorry. I didn't know you were coming. Yeah, so... Why are you here? You know who I am, right? The oracle of what shall not be. It's me. My visions always turn to not happen. I have never seen anything that didn't happen. Some say these premonitions are useless, that no one is interested in that. These visions are not to be understood under the ideas of truth and lie, or wrong and right. Sometimes, knowing what will not happen is so much more comforting than knowing what will. It gives insight into what could be instead, to all the possibilities. Of course, it can be scary as well. But is it worse than being sure of a painful lie? The dice are already thrown, the future is written. What a bore, if you ask me. I'll need something that you have in your possession right now. It can be anything, really. Gorgeous, gorgeous. Oh, I used to love rocks and minerals before I started having visions and became an oracle. My village was at the bottom of the mountains, and a lot of merchants would rest there before crossing the Col. So I'd go to the torrents and gather the most beautiful rocks I could find to exchange them for geology books or new minerals I had never seen before. Now, I have been brought here to spend my life reading visions, not even allowed to go outside because it could pollute my mind. I'm so glad this is what you chose. Here's titramite and extoline. Those are more found in the most northern areas of the country, so I never got the chance to see them in real life. Isn't it just mesmerizing? I could get lost in those for hours. This is alcarite. I know it for sure. This is the rocks from the mountains near where I lived. It was used to build the houses of our village, but some of it was also sent to build the Eclipsal fortress. But this one I don't know of. It looks like it came from another realm, as if blaze and flow were captured, pushing against each other in this stone. Pure heat and frost. Every oracle uses a different technique to provoke or invite their visions. Some use cards, dice, or ossicles. Mine is a bit unusual. You'll see for yourself. You will know everything about this world and its rules. You will be all-knowing, saviour of this land. Liberate us from the great wilt. Grand hero, bringing back the order that this kingdom has lost. Well, here's what the bowl had to say about my never happening vision. Oh.
Hey, where did you get that? That's not the kind of fish you find over here. those are found in salty and warm waters, so most likely in the cove. That's not the kind of fish I lived with either. In the ocean, the real one, with the sculpted waves higher than the grand sapling. The fishes, they don't grow the same way. They are bred by the continual movements of waters. But the sea, it grows things far worse than fishes with tough skin, beings that the ground cannot bear on its land. No good corsair will ever tell what they've seen while exploring the ocean. Not one fish all day long. I probably scaled them with my stories, but we have yours to enjoy thankfully, and a good one on top of everything, tender and fine flesh, with a bit of parsley. Exactly. There was a ship's boy on a boat that I was on once. He will always find a way to make the most delightful meals out of nothing. Sometimes this is what will make us keep it together one more day. In the middle of a typhoon warth, the only thing you could look forward to was not sleeping or getting a quiet moment. But his food brought you back to being here. It felt like waking up from a nightmare. He disappeared on the first sunny day after 2 weeks of thunderstorm at the end of a 2-year-long journey. The weather was perfect for the last months of the journey after he vanished. Yeah, still not as good.
As light is a delicacy, praise the day for its clarity. For those who can see through the rays of the outer sun mustn't forget the shadows that outrun. Disciple of radiation, principles of light. This vase was offered to the people pledging allegiance to Sintil, the Lord of Sintilumin and the outer sun. If only they knew where it would lead them. The power of light is one of the most dreadful. Imagine being able to manipulate light to your will. They would make it disappear completely, draping anyone in the thickest shadows where you can't even discern your own body. The vase was said to hold some light of the full sun itself, and that this light will reveal itself to those who are lost. The outer sun, it's blessing us with its light. When the great world came, so many lost their faith, and fairly enough. The darkness they feared so much came in the form of the eclipsal children, their own flesh afflicted with light and darkness. A blood-bound instability, denying everything out to think was marble truth. Of course, there was no curse at play here, only a movement of the celestial being that the people of Sintilumin could not make sense of. How do you love what you don't know and understand? I suppose they never found a good answer to that. Special sanatoriums, light exposition, sun-burning divine scriptures on their skin. The vases shined for a whole year. There was something awfully beautiful about seeing all the vases' lights in the night. But they forgot. They forgot what the brilliance of the vases meant. They took it for encouragement, as so many vases had never shone at the same time. Said outer sun must have been distraught by the forgetfulness of its follower, the arrogance of taking themselves for a celestial being, crusaders of manipulated light. The outer sun's light was made to see around you, to observe quietly and find meaning in the obscurity of stumbleness. But they made it a weapon, using it as a torch to find the culprits of a changing world. You realize that most often, the ones calling themselves heroes sacrifice too many to be able to call themselves that.